We play this? No, please. I don't want to play
just
Spiky Dastards.
presenting Spiky Dastards to the crew.
He's just letting me know that
They
it's
look
coming.
pretty sweet.
All right, we ready to record this?
Yes.
Cool. Ladies, gentlemen, other beings, we are back at it again in the Krispy Kreme after start over. 1 second.
Mic check 1 2.
Mike Checka, the mic check. Hello, everybody. We're back at it again. We're doing Fair Magic, a video audio streaming podcast phenomenon where sober men at a reasonable hour discuss newly created magical cards and whether or not they are fair. Today's theme is Flippin' Pancakes. We're flipping cards over. It's morph. It's transform. Any card that has another card on the back or comes in face down. Anything that flips over, really, is what we're looking for here.
That makes me really want to, off-the-cuff design the actual Flipping Pancakes card, Rock's Warmonk.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Bant-colored 3-drop, 3/4, and his art is him just
Flipping a pancake?
flipping like a couple pancakes, just
Is this
serving
a
him
real
up.
card?
It's an actual
No,
thing.
they
The
still-
F&M promo, Rock's Warmonk, looks exactly like he's flipping.
Well, I mean, yeah,
pancakes.
it's on the screen now. But
Yeah.
All right, so Rock's Warmonk as is, but he still has his lifelink. But if you gain 7 or more life in a turn, he transforms into like a
Straight up Planeswalker.
or yeah, like a Rock's Planeswalker. That
Yeah.
I don't know what the lore is behind that.
The man
I was just gonna flip him into like a 4/7 Rock's Warmonk, just real basic. He just upgrades if you manage to gain 7 life in a turn.
Are you
I get
implying
down with
that
that.
rocks cannot be planeswalkers?
No, they just don't exist yet in the
Yeah,
lore.
I
I'm just
don't
trying
think
to.
a Rock's Planeswalker yet exists.
Well, to be a planeswalker, you have to have a soul, and Rhino people don't.
Ooh.
Got
I
'em.
disagree though. I think you should just get 3 pancake creatures that are all
Ooh.
1/1s.
So he flips into 1/1 lifelingers.
He flips and generates 3 1/1 tokens that are all pancake creature for their type, and he doesn't change at all.
Nice.
No.
What's the point of him flipping over that?
Just
No,
you
so
can
he
just have a.
flips
That's
over
just a
when
triggered
this-
ability.
Yeah,
then.
when this creature transforms, make 3 1/1
Okay,
pancake
alright.
creatures.
But usually they transform into something different.
My
Not.
question.
no.
I'm still
So-
here.
He
Here's
just
what I'm
made
gonna
some
say.
pancakes, you know.
He turns into a, let's go with a 4/7. Why not? So he's a 4/7,
Lifelinker.
lifelink. Does he also have vigilance? Is that
No.
right?
No,
What's the other
just
thing he
like
does?
He's just a 3-drop 3/4 lifelinker. He's got a 4.
Yeah, that's still
the
real
4 butt
strong.
is pretty good. Yeah.
so
So
only 3.
4/7, but he's called Iron Chef,
Mm.
and he makes all pancake creatures get +1/+2 and lifelink.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
He could
Oh,
just
man.
make sous chefs
That'd
instead
be
of
nice.
pancake
Yeah.
creatures. That's straight for the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Pancakes.
We came dangerously close to saying Shane's awesome idea, which is the following: 3 mana 2/2. When it dies, transform it. On the back is a 2/2 that says when it dies, transform it.
Okay.
It just never goes away.
It's
Yeah.
just
Sure.
going back.
You could make that a new squee really easily.
Yeah.
Just like,
I mean,
yeah,
they-
this guy never leaves. He's never gonna leave.
Black. That would be a black creature almost. Like it just constant revives itself. I
Uh-huh.
mean, they already have like reassembling skeleton and things of that nature, but
Yeah.
those are a lot weaker than a 2/2 that constantly flips.
Yeah, I mean
3 black mana.
He could come back tapped. To be
Sure.
fair,
Yeah,
Ooh.
if he came back straight, it'd be gross.
yeah.
You'd have to pay some amount of mana to bring it back, or else it would just be way too easily broken. You just have any sack outlet, and then
Oh.
like,
Oh yeah, that
Ashnod's altar.
Oops.
and then a blood
flipping it
artist,
over.
and you're like, I heard that you guys just want this blood artist to kill you.
You could
Yeah.
like add a problem for it where it
Yeah.
if it does this more than 3 times in a turn, exile it or something.
When it transforms, lose 2 life.
I was gonna say 3.
That
Sure, that
1.
works.
Like if you're trying to
No.
make it pushed, if it's 3 black, like a 2/2 that flips constantly and you lose one every time it dies, like
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
you would have to. No, that's not
if
enough.
If they have a if blood artist in play though, then it would still just accomplish the same thing. It would still kill everyone.
yeah. I mean, if you're designing for formats that are like full of combo pieces,
buck
so you
wild.
try
Sure.
like try to
It's
think of
for
it.
s-
I would say more of a narrow scope. Like if it came in a set, like you wouldn't have to break it. You don't put blood
Sure.
artist in the set that
Uh-huh.
it comes in. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And modern is for things like that, like introducing new sets and cards in standard that aren't necessarily great in standard, but just blow up
Yeah.
old
We're definitely gonna
formats.
get you and as many people with expertise as I can for one of the Fair Magic episodes we're gonna do, which
Did
is
you say expertise?
Yeah.
Never mind.
never mind.
You can count me out.
I'm out,
Go
yeah.
cards that do not pass Go directly to Modern, not going through Standard, like
So supplemental sets essentially.
yeah, like Fair Magic Modern.
Well, those don't
but
go
doesn't
in.
to
No, they
Standard.
have to go through standard, don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, as of right
Yeah,
now.
that is not a thing that they have yet done.
they? They could potentially print a modern only set.
Yeah.
Fair Magic Modern only. We're gonna do that at some point.
All right.
Hmm.
What are the flip cards?
Planes. We should put planes in that set because apparently it's so good that it needs a reprint.
Planes got the ban.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
So we're flip carding. Anybody got one right now?
Flip land.
Okay.
Okay. What
Comes
colors?
into play as a land.
All right.
Um,
What colors does it make? Does it make colors?
I don't think it makes any colors. I'm going to go with just produces single colorless.
Okay. Well, I was considering that a color, I guess. What type of mana does it tap for would have been the better question. It makes a single colorless.
It makes a single
Okay.
colorless, yeah. If you control one of each basic land type, it flips into basically Cascading Cataracts, but instead of filtering in 5 mana,
Yeah.
you filter in 1 mana to produce 5 in any combination of colors.
That seems really good.
You got
1 mana to make 5, and it
Uh-huh.
taps.
And you just need to get
No, one of each color, I think, not in any combination.
The-
Still.
Still really good.
Yeah.
just get 3 duels into
That's
play.
pretty broken.
Yeah, that seems really... Because then you have all kinds of, like, goofy untap this land. There's
Yeah,
got to be
that's fair.
some creatures that do that.
I think I have one. Like a black morph creature that says he enters as a 2/2 for 3 and makes your opponent discard a card. But it also does it every time it's unmorphed, and you can discard a card to morph him.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Discard outlet, too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I like
Oh.
that.
Just discard a card?
Just discard a card.
Wow.
Also, Greller, you had the turbo heater when we were talking before the episode. Blue, red, 2 colorless, turn target land face down.
That's
That's-
beautiful.
That's
Into
pretty
a morph.
good.
Yeah.
I think it's fair.
Is it an instant or a sorcery?
Sorcery, for
would
sure.
be a
So this would
sorcery
actually
for
be.
sure.
This is bring back Manifest, I think.
Oh.
Yes, essentially.
Because.
I hate mana.
I know,
no,
right?
Not down
It's
with
the
the manifest.
worst.
No, just. Especially in Limited, it was so irritating.
I played a goofy manifest deck in standard with that white enchantment that like you gain life for every time you manifest, and then you manifest for free off that other like 5-drop green creature. It was
Mhm.
stupid and obnoxious,
Sounds fun.
and you just had a field full of 2/2s.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for this week's Mind Bender?
Tell
All
us
right,
more.
it's a hybrid blue-black,
'Kay.
1/1 flyer
Uh-huh.
with Mind Tricker's ability.
Cool.
So on the front side, it does its normal Mind Trigger thing. Pay 2, target player, mill, get +X equal to the CMC. To transform it, you flip something 6 or greater, and then it transforms into a 3/3 flyer that when you pay 3, it gives the target creature -X equal to the CMC of the card. So it flips into
Whoa.
like a black kill spell type of
Ooh, that's
creature.
nice.
Interesting.
But you have to hit a 6 or greater. For the
Yeah.
meantime, it stays this crappy like 1/1 flyer.
Interesting.
Can kind of beat down.
I get down with that.
Will never flip against a burn deck.
Yeah.
Like
I thought you were just gonna propose Mind Shrieker with the morph cost, which
No.
would have been pretty cool.
I
Actually.
don't morph. All right.
Not down with the morph. I'm down with that. Also, the one we made last Fair Magic was called Brian Shrieker because I didn't get a name from it. This one's Mind Warper. You said.
No, that was mind bender of a conversation, but
Mind bender.
I don't know about the name for this one yet. I'll mull on it.
Oh, that's real good.
The Mind Freaker.
Mind Freaker sold.
Real
Ship
creative here on the Fair Magic
Ship
podcast.
it.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah, how you feeling about me? We're gonna do Transform and come up with twice as much content for every single card. Woo!
Mind Trigger twice.
Transform. It's Mind Shrieker again.
Mind Trigger with the reversibility for killing creatures.
We
Seems
could
super
go back
fair.
to the card I was talking about last episode, where it's it's like a 1/1 goblin, and when it dies, transform it, and then there are multiple different things it could be on the back.
The random.
Yeah. There's like 3 different versions of that card printed.
I like an idea of you getting to choose which one it flips into, honestly, because that makes things pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But maybe a little too broken. Random might be way more hilarious because you can get a 6/6, you can get a 2/4, or you can get a 2/1. And all right,
We'll see.
Or nothing happens at all.
well, that seems. I mean, you could put that as an option, I guess.
That's Red's favorite thing to do, like gamble effects.
Roll a
where it's
one,
Or
constantly
your creature
transform
dies,
this
draw a
creature.
card or something.
Sure.
Yep.
No,
That's
I'm
it.
good.
Go ahead.
Retransform it to turn it back like
Yeah,
it doesn't
like you
die.
pay the cost, but it just goes back to being whatever it was on the other side.
So what was the initial transformation cost for this 1/1 red that flips into anything?
Oh, it was a die trigger because I wanted my opponent to think about what it could be when it flips over. So it's like die, transform, and then it's one of 3 terrible things.
So die transform.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So then how do you get it to come back as your 1/1? I guess it would come back transformed, and then you do the triggered ability of rolling what it would be, and if it ends up as that result, it flips back into the 1/1.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
think that all the random abilities would be on one identical card. I'm saying like 3 different cards with the same top, but the bottom is potentially different.
Yeah.
That's
You're
like
just playing 3-card Monty.
they specifically like don't let you play 3-card Monty in Magic. Essentially, like, when you have your morphs and stuff, you're not allowed to move them around.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can play mind games too much like that.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine they would print a card with the same front and different backs. Like it would be so hard to keep track of, and like
Maybe in an unset.
it would have to be a
it's very
checklist card
interactive.
Yeah.
every time.
You ready for me to swerve on him?
Huh.
Podcast within a podcast, just for a hot minute. Fair Keyforge face down cards in Keyforge.
No.
Yeah.
Why? You already have that in like archives. You've got it in.
Would it be a creature or an artifact?
Probably, right? It would probably be a creature.
So you want a face down creature?
Yeah.
How big would it be?
It would have to be a 2/2.
Yeah, it'd be universal. It'd be like their 2/2 is like a 3.
Yeah.
Morphs are boring though.
Yeah. Also, you'd have to make universal rules for Morph, and people are just barely managing to figure out Keyforge as it is. So
Yeah.
maybe we abandon ship on
Morphs aren't even fun in Magic, man.
this. You don't even like the
Like
morphs in Magic.
they're in Commander. There's a few spicy ones, but like nobody's got like the nasty morph deck. And if you do, respect. But like you tried real hard, and you know it's not winning a ton of games. Like I'm sure it does its thing, and you've got all kinds of cool stories for it, and I'm proud of you. But you know the morph
Alright,
deck.
what
ain't
is
good.
You're proud of the person that doesn't exist because
Alright, Brian.
no one's gonna play.
They
Morphs.
might be. Who knows?
We're gonna make the morph card that would sell you on Morph.
Well, all right. But we're on transforms today.
I also included morphs. Anything that flips, I don't care. I just want to see
Alright.
those pancakes flip. That's all I care about.
Oof.
So like, what is it that you don't like about morph?
It's just it's already behind the power curve as a 3-mana 2/2. So like
yeah.
the baseline is Grizzly Bear, 2-mana 2/2, does nothing, vanilla face. And then you start adding the mana on it, and then you have to spend more mana next turn. Like it just gives them a turn to set up and just
Alright.
mess on you,
Here's
and
the most
you just
elegant
lose board
solution.
state advantage pretty quickly.
The most elegant solution that doesn't even require me designing a card is a blanket rules change to Magic. Morphs are 3/3s now.
It makes them much more viable because on your
They're
turn
still
3,
not
you're
good.
not playing a creature that's behind the technical turn
Yeah.
curve.
Yeah.
But 3/3s aren't really good either because on your turn 3 or their turn 3, they're playing a
They
rare
played
that
a-
has effects and
They
does
played
something.
a
And like
3/3 that does something.
Like 3/3's just it's like 3/3's a 3/3. It dies to lightning bolt. It dies to pretty much everything.
How about a lord
For what?
for
Type.
for morph creatures?
Ooh, morph lords.
Yeah.
That
We-
sounds like a new TV
We
show.
need one.
Yeah. So what if there was a morph lord that gave him say
Like a 2-drop or something.
Wasn't that the book series where
4-drop.
that kid got stuck in the body of a hawk?
Yeah.
What? We're talking about Goosebumps over here or Animorphs? Turning into a dinosaur.
Oh man.
I think you should be a 2-drop lord. That way your turn 3 2/2 isn't a piece of garbage.
Okay. So yeah, 2-drop lord. Morphs cost 1 less to cast.
Yep.
And
2/2 for 2.
reduce the morph cost of all morph creatures you control by 1.
That would help a lot because the
that
morph
card
costs are
does
crazy.
too much though for 2 mana. I think.
Oh,
That's,
how
It's
big
a
is
2
it?
mana 1/1.
I think it's
2
still
mana,
probably too
1/1?
good.
And
Yeah.
in what colors?
Ooh.
In
5 color. Do what you want.
A quad hybrid?
It just
green
says-
blue.
it's
No, I'm
color-
sorry. A pentagon hybrid?
It's 2 colorless, and it's
Quad.
got the pentagonal all color indicator.
But no, green blue.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot more fair. It's a lot more color
Yeah.
restrictive.
Mm-hmm.
And they do have some morph stuff from cons that was
Yeah.
kind of interesting, like the Den Protector and the Raptor Man.
Throw the spicy one of See the Unwritten.
Like, because a 2-drop 1/1 that's hard to cast, that
Yeah.
doesn't impact the board when it comes down.
Yeah.
You're like, next turn, I'm going to have a morph that's cheaper, and then I'll have
Yeah.
1 mana up to protect it. It's pretty fair.
Yeah.
At rare, you're not even going to like opening that thing
Mhm.
because you're going to have to build the morph deck.
True.
Yeah.
It would be the bomb in limited though. It would be very, very good.
Yeah.
Be strong in whatever.
I mean, it
format
depends
you
how
see
much support they printed for it, but it definitely could.
I
be.
assume if you print a goddamn morph lord,
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it's the only morph creature. Morph creatures are coming in the next block, son.
they print it. They
Uh-huh.
do print those every one of that. Like sometimes like just for another format. They're like,
Uh-huh.
why is this in here? We needed this card printed again. Like no other morph stuff, just morph lord.
Yeah.
Another 50-cent morph lord. He will always be 50 cents.
Oh, yeah. All right. It's time for that card that I really want to exist that Cass fucking hates. It's the fucking Rubik's Cube.
Why are you holding us down, Cass?
So, okay. Morph for 3. Pay 2 blue to flip this artifact face up, draw a card. And then you can pay 3 blue to scry 1, transform it. Then you have a tap ability on that side that lets you fate seal 1. Then has a untap ability that does the Kamigawa flip all the way around. Then on that side, it has return this card to your hand. Untransform, put it back.
I would never play it only because I would never want to take the time to read it. And every time someone tried to play it, I'd be like, oh man, gotta kill this thing. Might have to
I
read
don't know.
it.
It doesn't feel that broken or anything.
There's a bunch of
It's
mana to
just
get
a bunch of toolbox
some
stuff to like
draws.
look at. Yeah, you spend
Yeah.
a bunch of mana to like look. You scry 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, that's not that great.
No.
Like,
Not at all.
yeah, I was just watching somebody condescend for 0 earlier to scry 2. Like
Uh-huh.
1 blue, I'll scry 2. Like so, when you're paying 3, then to flip it into a thing that has to tap, then it has a untap that's bounce it to your hand. Then you got to pay mana again to cast it. To like it seems like you're putting a lot of. It's a mana sink for sure. Gives you things to do. Like
Yeah.
if you have other win conditions, you could maybe use this thing to set up some stuff. But it's.
Oh yeah, it's Johnny bait for sure.
I'm assuming it's like a 1/3 when it's a creature. Like it can't be aggressive. It's in blue.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right, Future Will. Now you have to make that shit. That thing I just described, make it.
Kamigawa.
No. I don't even know how to make flip cards. No.
Yeah, get got, nerd.
I got myself.
Yeah.
Retroactive future get. All right, we got any other flip cards? Are we good?
I got my Mind Freaker in.
Yeah.
Check that one out.
I forget any. Oh yeah, no, I got one for you.
Huh.
Cards that flip on the stack.
Oh, we were talking about that
No.
before.
Just oh
That's
my
too
god.
Let me hit you
complicated.
with this. 5/5 trampler for 4. If it gets targeted on the, it has hexproof also. If it gets targeted on the stack, it turns into a 3/3 unblockable. Instead, or no, 3/3 can't be countered.
It doesn't seem undoable.
It's like, what?
Like, it's on the stack. It just uses the stack.
So there are ways to word that in Magic, but Wizards as a design
but I'm
choice
not gonna.
is trying to move away from referencing the stack and your mana pool and shit like that. So they
No,
could
my
do
mana
it, but I
dollars.
really don't see it happening.
Yeah, this is
this
theoretical
show
town.
about-
This is theoretical town, though.
Has the show
That's
ever
fair.
been about that? This is fair Magic. Where we
You're
come
right.
up with I gotta go pee pee.
And
Cards of that
pancake
nature.
creatures.
The pancake
Uh-huh.
flippers.
Oh,
Yep.
I love the pancake creatures, though. They're tier
And
1.
delicious.
Oh, so good. I'm gonna Waffle House after this.
Ooh.
This has been Fair Magic. Thanks for coming in, y'all. We're gonna catch you on the flip side.
Boop, boop, boop.
Like a pancake.